everyone, welcome back to my channel, and I've got you some new stories. These are some lesser known stories from Ramayan. Very interesting stories, and so watch this video till the end and do let me know in the comment section which one was your favorite story among all the stories which I share today. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe it. If you like the stories which I share, please do share it with your friends and family so that they can also subscribe the channel and listen to these stories. And please press that bell icon. I upload my stories twice a week, sometimes thrice a week, so as soon as I upload my story, you will get a notification and you will be able to hear these stories then and there. So let's start with our first story. So the first story is from the last chapter of Ramayan. When Ram returned after killing Ravan, everything was going right. Then all God felt that it is time for Vishnu to return back to his abode. So all of us know that Ram was the incarnation of Vishnu. Now everything was going right in Ayodhya, so the gods wanted Ram to return back. They approached Yamraj. Yamraj tried many times but was not able to reach Ram and take away his life because Hanuman guarded Ram's life. Now Hanuman loved Ram, so he did not wanted to leave Ram, or he did not wanted Ram to die. Ram understood the problem Yamraj was facing and decided to trick Hanuman. Ram dropped his ring. The ring fell into a crack in the floor. Ram then asked Hanuman to go and get the ring. Hanuman could change his large body into as small as fly, so he jumped into the crack. He followed the crack until he reached Patal Lok. When he reached Patal Lok, he was greeted by King of Snakes, King Vasuki. The King of Snakes knew the secret of life and death. He asked Hanuman what was he looking for. Hanuman replied, "I'm Hanuman and I'm looking for Ram's ring." He said, "Come with me, I will give you ring." He took Hanuman to a room full of Ram's ring and asked him to take anyone. Hanuman was surprised and asked him, "How can there be so many rings?" He replied, "Each ring represents one Kal Chakra. In every chakra there is a Treta Yuga in which there is Ram and Hanuman. Every time Ram will drop his ring and Hanuman will come to Patal Lok searching for his ring." By the time Hanuman returned back to earth, Ram had already left with Yamraj. So we have learnt about parallel universe. So scientists also have told that there is a concept of parallel universe. There may be an existence of parallel universe. So now also in some universe there must be Ramayan, in some universe there must be Mahabharat. So this was our first story. Now let me tell you the second story from Ramayan. Now the next story is about Ahiravan. So Ahiravan was the brother of Ravan and the ruler of Patal Lok, and he was the master of illusion and magic. Apparently, when Indrajit was killed and Ravan was losing the battle against Ram, he summoned Ahiravan to help him out. Ahiravan promised to capture Ram and Lakshman alive and then take them to his kingdom, where he would sacrifice them to goddess Mahamaya. Vibhishan got to know of Ahiravan's plan, informed Ram and Lakshman of this, and asked Hanuman to keep guard over them. He also warns Hanuman that Ahiravan is a master of disguise and to be careful of any trickery. Ahiravan tries to enter the palace where Ram and Lakshman were in various disguises, but Hanuman manages to thwart him. Finally, he assumes the disguise of Vibhishan himself, and having fooled Hanuman, he enters the palace and manages to carry away Ram and Lakshman to Patal Lok. When Hanuman finds he has been tricked by Ahiravan, he vows to Vibhishan that he would find Ram and Lakshman and kill Ahiravan. Hanuman goes down into Patal Lok, where he finds Ahiravan's massive palace that is heavily guarded on all sides. He first had to contend with the guard Makardhwaja, who is half monkey, half fish, and also happens to be Hanuman's son in a way too. After defeating his son, Hanuman makes his way to Ahiravan's palace and learns that the way to kill Ahiravan is to extinguish 5 different lamps in different directions at once. This is when Hanuman assumes his Panchmukhi roop. In Panchmukhi form, the 4 faces is Hanuman, Vraha, Garuda and Narsimha. facing east, south, west and north respectively, while the fifth face of Hayagriva faces upwards. In this form, Hanuman manages to extinguish the 5 different lamps all at once and goes on to kill Ahiravan with one swift stroke of the knife. Thus, he manages to save Ram and Lakshman and bring them back to Patal Lok, where they resume the battle against Ravan. The third story is also a lesser known story, and the story goes like this. When Ram, Sita and Lakshman went to exile, Dashrath passed away as he was unable to bear the pain of separation of his sons. When Ram and Lakshman got this news, they started making preparation for Shraddh. Ram sent his brother Lakshman to the village to get necessary things for Shraddh. But when Lakshman didn't return for long, Ram was worried and decided to go and look for Lakshman. Before leaving, he made necessary security arrangements for Sita. But Ram too didn't return for long. Sita was worried as the time of Shraddh was also passing. Ceremony had to be performed before noon. Sita decided to perform the ceremony on her own with whatever ingredients that were available there. Before starting the ceremony, she bathed in the river Falgu. She lit an earthen lamp. She then made the offering to offer it to the dead ancestors. When she had almost completed the ceremony, she heard a voice, "Sita, you are blessed, we are satisfied." She was surprised to see some hand that appeared to accept the offerings. She asked who he was. She heard a voice that, "I'm your dead father-in-law. I accept your offerings," and blessed her and said, "You have successfully completed the ceremony." Then Sita said, "When Ram and Lakshman will be back, they will not believe her." The voice said, "They will have to believe you, and you have 5 witnesses. First one is Akshayvatam, banyan tree. Second is river Falgu. Third is a cow. Fourth is a tulsi plant, and last was a Brahmin." Saying this, the hand and the voice disappeared. When Ram Lakshman were back, Sita told them the entire story about how she has successfully completed the ceremony. But both the brothers refused to believe her. Then Sita called her witnesses. Among the 5, only Akshayvatam took her side and said the truth. But she was surprised as river Falgu, cow, Tulsi and Brahmin denied having seen her doing anything. Ram and Lakshman, without wasting more time, started the ceremony. Suddenly they heard a voice saying, "Why have you invoked us again? Sita has performed the ceremony very religiously and satisfied us. There is no need to repeat the ceremony." Ram and Lakshman were ashamed of not believing Sita. Sita was very unhappy with the witnesses, so she cursed them. She cursed river Falgu that henceforth it would be flowing only underground at Gaya. She cursed cow that henceforth its mouth will remain impure and will be no longer worshipped from front. Only backside will be worshipped. She cursed Tulsi plant that there will be no more Tulsi plant in Gaya. She cursed the Brahmin that he will never be satisfied, he will always be hungry and crave for more and more. But she blessed Akshayvatam, banyan tree, to remain immortal, and all who come to Gaya would perform the Pinda Pradhanam at Akshayvatam too. But Tulsi asked her to forgive her. This made Sita calm, and Sita gave a boon to her that she will be planted by Sita in her another incarnation and named the place after Tulsi's name. So as the boon, Radha planted Tulsi and named the place as Vrindavan, which means a forest which is covered by Tulsi. Now the fourth story is related to the sacrifice of Urmila. As it is written in Ramayan that Lakshman had decided to accompany his brother to the forest when he was exiled, because he loved Ram and wanted to even give up on sleep to make sure his sister-in-law Sita and brother Ram are safe. However, during the first day of the exile, Nidra, who is the goddess of sleep, came to Lakshman. He begged her to prevent him from sleeping and explained the purpose for which he wanted to give up his sleep. Nidra was impressed but told him that according to the laws of nature, someone would have to sleep for 14 years. Lakshman told her to go to his wife Urmila. This helped Lakshman immensely while he fought against Ravan and his army. It was only once he came back to Ayodhya and it was finally time for Lord Ram to be crowned that Urmila woke up and Lakshman slept. So for 14 years Lakshman did not sleep and Urmila on his behalf slept for 14 years. Now the fifth story is related to the curse on Ravan. On his expedition to conquer Swarglok, the realm of the gods, Ravan was once resting in the vicinity of Kuber's city Alaka. Here he found the queen of Apsaras, Rambha, who was considered the most beautiful woman ever created. Despite knowing that she was married, Ravan mistreated her and was cursed by her husband Nalkuber. He was cursed that if he ever mistreated or touched a woman without their permission, his head would burst into 3 parts. Hence, in Ramayan, even after capturing, despite his passion for goddess Sita, he could never force Sita to marry him, as he feared the curse would come true. It is believed he could not touch Sita without her permission due to fear of this curse. So these are the 5 lesser known stories from Ramayan. Do let me know in the comment section which one was your favorite one, and I will get a new story very soon. Till then, bye.